All right, how's it going, everybody? So I just want to talk about the Mitchel Marner thing in the Boston Bruins. I usually don't get wrapped up in comments and talking to people in the comment sections of any videos or anything, but this topic is infuriating. All right, it wasn't like when the Kyle Beach thing happened and came out and everybody knew about it. Almost everybody was on the same page. I saw a couple people say some stuff where I'm just like, I'm not going to waste my time. And that's how I feel right now with the Mitchel Marner, the Mitchel Miller signing. I'm seeing a lot of people that think he deserves a second chance. I agree that people should not be judged on something they did when they were 14 years old. And I definitely believe in people growing and changing. I'm a completely different person than when I was 20, and when I turned in my late 20s to now I'm in my mid 30s. Like, I absolutely have changed a lot. Okay. With that being said, that's over a span of 15 years. Okay. That's working on myself, consciously working on myself. From everything that's been released about Mitchel, he has not worked on himself. Okay. And it's beyond that. He hasn't tried to rebuttal anything that's been negatively said about him. There's been no, yes, I did do that. Yes, I have worked on this. There hasn't been any kind of response in any way. So you have the entire Bruins locker room saying they don't want this person on the team. Don't you think these guys know better than you? Don't you know what type of, do you know what it's like in the locker room to have someone around that could be a disruption in the locker room? I have no idea if you know what that's like. So the Bruins players themselves don't even want this person, and here you guys are all upset about it. First of all, did you know about Mitchel Miller before the Bruins signed him? Why do you care about him so much? I don't understand that. Let's talk about what he said he did. He said that he was working with different, he had volunteered time. He didn't volunteer time. He was court mandated 25 hours of community service. That's different than volunteering. Okay. Beyond that, he said he was working with organizations that help diversity in hockey and different programs. And they reached out and said, yes, he did call us, but no, we did not agree to work with him. So who's lying? Is it his agent? Is it everybody else? Because I keep seeing people throw out that, we don't know the facts. So it's either an entire huge scheme of people are lying about this together to stop Mitchel Miller from becoming an NHL player, or Mitchel Miller is not necessarily a good person at this moment in time. I'm not saying when he's 30, he can't be a good person, but right now he's not. And I'm seeing people say stuff about, oh, I'm sure, if you were 10 and we looked at what okay, look at it. And the boys being boys, those coincide for me because I was a 10-year-old boy. I was a 12-year-old boy. I know what my thoughts were like. I had bad influences around me. Everybody has bad influences around them, especially when they go to school. You're going to meet kids of all different backgrounds that are going through their own thing. Look, you are not just a mindless zombie. You know the difference between right and wrong. And if you don't, then you need help. Professional help. Not just being like, well, I grew up. No. If you don't know the difference between right and wrong and knowing what you're doing is wrong, and then at being able to admit it and apologize and then feel remorse about it, that's a different story than what we're talking about here. I saw people saying that this is exactly what someone like this needs to correct their path. Being a professional athlete, getting the privilege to play a game for a living for millions of dollars is what this kid needs. This is the problem here. We don't want to take the time to actually help this kid, for him to actually realize he has a problem. There's been zero response from his team. They're just saying, we did this, we did that, and those things are coming out saying, no, that is not true. And the apology that happened was just a few weeks ago. So he miraculously, 6 years after the fact, grew up enough on the very specific moment that he gets offered an NHL contract. That's weird. And beyond what the fans think, let's talk about Cam Neely. Let's talk about what he's saying. Because they're saying that they didn't know. They didn't know this was the case with Mitchell. And they misread the situation. I'm sorry. You took a good look at this and you, in your heart of hearts, thought this kid probably matured. Yeah, what he did was messed up, but he definitely, it's completely excused. The kid is ready for a second chance right now. But you didn't do any checking of that. You just thought that. What are you doing? And you're lying. The Bruins organization is lying because they said they didn't know, but they approached the players and asked them, how many times does that happen? How many times does the Bruins upper management decide they're going to sign someone to the roster and they check with all the players first? There is clearly something they knew that was sketchy about this kid. Why we needed him out of all the hockey players out there? Him? That's the type of person you want represented in this league? There's not a million other defensemen you're looking at that haven't done this, and maybe they're just this much less skilled. You still didn't put one and one together and figure out, like, all right, the right move would be to give the kid that has, like, morals, a moral compass. And if you're 10 and you have a messed up situation at home where someone's not paying attention to you or teaching you right from wrong, and you have kids at school doing bad things, I get that you can do bad things, and that's how you create kids that you don't want your kids to be around. But if you do something again and again and again for years, that's a personality. You've built your personality now. That wasn't just like, oh, I did this thing, I realize it's wrong, I won't do that again. You just kept doing it. And if someone made you do it at first, and then you start doing it on your own time without them around, well, who's pushing all the buttons in your head then to talk? It's a choice at that point. And once again, if it's not a choice, if this kid needs help, then playing hockey isn't the help he needs. He can get a job. He can work. No one's saying cancel him. No one's saying this kid should be poor the rest of his life or locked up. Nobody's saying that. They're just saying that he doesn't belong on the Bruins team, which the Bruins players themselves don't want. It should be, look no further. I'm just really tired of it. What he did was disgusting. What he did was vile. It's wrong. And boys, fellas, after the Kyle Beach incident took over the NHL, I had recorded a video and I never released it, and I wish I did. We gotta be better, guys. Us men, we gotta be better. Period. Don't let anyone convince you that boys being boys is a real thing. That's not a real thing. Boys being boys is staying out till the sun goes down and you're out roughhousing each other, playing football or any kind of game or anything like that in their basement, playing D&D, farting. That's boys being boys. Calling someone names that you're not friends with, or it's not an endearing kind of poke, or making people eat candy that's filled with piss from a urinal, or anything like that, that's not boys being boys. You need to grow up, take a look in the mirror, own up for what you do, and if you are going to make mistakes when you're younger, realize them, work on yourself. Don't say I'm working on myself and be the same shitty person. Actually work on yourself. If I had the opportunity to be in the NHL and I did what Mitchel Miller did, I would have spent the last 5 years proving that that is not me. That was a mistake. It was bad influences, bad time in life, not the right people watching. I would have proved it. I would have worked hard. Mitchel Miller just has a couple, I reached out to some places. It's wrong. And he doesn't belong in the league. Not right now. Show me 5 years from now. Show me when this kid has done anything for the community. Is that fair? I mean, I just don't understand where people are coming from on this one. So I'm sure I'm going to get at least one person that comes in these comments and says something, and I'm not looking to fight with you. These are my thoughts. I wanted to air them out. If you say something in the comment section, you are entitled to your own thought. The bottom line is the kid's not playing. So the players are right. There's a large portion of this fan base that's right. I'm embarrassed that there is part of this fan base that doesn't see this. But you can have your own thought. At the end of the day, he's not playing. So thank you very much for being here, listening. You can let me know what you think in the comments, even if it differs from me. This is just my thoughts. I didn't want to write to a bunch of people on the comment section and fight with them. I didn't want to do that. So this is just my rant. Stay tuned. We're going to have plenty more content coming to you about hockey. I'm definitely going to be covering more normal hockey plays and stuff that have to do with the goalies and maybe with the goalies thinking or why he made the move he did. And just general thoughts about the game. Come back next time. We'll see what happens. I appreciate you.